He is a Hall of Fame wrestler during one of the hottest generations of wrestling, a best-selling author and a stand-up comedian. His name, Mick Foley. And today, I have him on the elbow drop.
Hello?
Hello, my name is Bob Price. I'm calling for Mick Foley.
This is Mick.
I wanted to conduct an interview with you today, so you want to just get into it?
Yeah, you got it.
So you have an upcoming show in Harrisburg at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone this Tuesday at 8 p.m. How has your comedy tour been going?
It's good. You know, it's not really a comedy. It's not really a comedy show. It's not really a tour. So I'll just correct you here for a second. I was part of my college radio station. That was one of the best moves I ever made. Like, it got me involved in, got me involved in something and helped me with my public speaking. And all in all, it's one of the best things I ever did. But I just want to correct you for a second because I know, especially if people are there and they're like, I don't want to hear Mick Foley tell jokes. I just want to reassure them that they're stories from my career that are generally going to make them laugh, but they're not like punchlines and setups. And as far as it being a tour, the cool thing about doing these shows is it's not like a band, where you got to get people on a bus and have a crew and roll out and have catering and sound checks. So I mean, it's just like me and a microphone and a rental car. So I'll be coming from giving a talk on concussions with Chris Nowinski, who co-founded the Boston Center for Traumatic Encephalopathy, and then I'll just roll on to Harrisburg. So it's kind of a cool thing. It's like if I want to do a show, I just have my agent see if there's something within a couple hundred miles, and the Harrisburg Comedy Zone was open, and so it's just a one-night stand, as they say. Out of
all your TV appearances, because you have many in your career, which one would you consider your favorite?
Oh man, as soon as you said that, immediately 30 Rock jumped to mind. That was a lot of fun, and it was a great cast, and really wonderful crew to be around, and Tina Fey was runs a great show there. But also I'm just like this other name jumped in. It was called G versus E. It's hard to find now, but that was like a legitimate like co-starring role. It was a guest role, but I mean it was a big role. And the other one I really enjoyed is called Warren the Ape. And Warren the Ape was, I don't know, that's how this guy fell under the radar. He was essentially Ted before Ted. I mean, he was like a, alcoholic, sexaholic ape puppet. And he was awesome. And that was one of the most fun experiences I've had on TV.
Would you ever consider a role in a sitcom or a sketch comedy?
Yeah, and I would. I get offers all the time to do different things, but they're all things that have no real, no solid future. And I did them I would go out for a long time and be part of pitch meetings at the networks. And my deal now is like, hey, if you guys want me to do something, make me like the offbeat neighbor, like on a show that's already on. I don't need a show to revolve around me. I don't want a show to revolve around me. I don't want the pressure, but I would love to do a recurring role on some kind of sitcom. And as far as sketch comedy, there's not much of it around there. I don't know what I could do besides being a guest. I really regret turning down the chance to host Mad TV just because I was so busy at the time.
Have you been surprised how well your books have sold?
Not recently, because they haven't sold well recently. I mean, I was shocked by how well the first few did. That was like, when someone says to me, I read your book, I'm pretty sure they're talking about like the 1999 book, because that's the one that really shocked the world. And at a certain point, I was like 4 for 5 when it came to bestsellers. So 4 out of my first 5 books were on the New York Times bestseller list, including the first 2, which hit number 1. And since then, I'm 1 for 5. So I'm not surprised how well those have sold.
Was the first one your favorite?
First one was a great experience because nobody expected it to do well. So it was like this really pure writing experience. I did it all by hand, which was like unheard of for like a celebrity of any type, like actor or athlete or wrestler. People just didn't write their own autobiographies. And so what's kind of strange now is in the world of wrestling, it's really commonplace for wrestlers to write their own autobiographies. And it's still unheard of for a basketball or it's happened once or twice, but generally speaking, the wrestlers are much more likely to do their own writing than people from other walks of athletics or entertainment.
And you didn't have a ghostwriter for the first one.
Yeah, that was a bold move. Like I had one, and I just thought the guy was doing not a bad job, but like a mediocre job. And I got the idea of having my name on a book that stunk or was just okay. It really bothered me. It also really bothered me to put my name on a book that I hadn't done the work for. Like it may sound strange coming from a wrestler, but I was like, it's kind of fake. But you put your name on something you didn't do. Like if you do that in college, you get thrown out of school. You do that in literature, and it's an accepted way of becoming a best-selling author. It's just, I didn't like it, and I thought I could do better, and I put the pen on the paper and surprised a lot of people.
Now we're going to do a touchy controversy as of late.
Let me just preface this by saying I'm going to do a test. When I get to the Comedy Zone, I'm going to, okay, how many people were here because they heard my interview on college radio? And if no one raises their hand, I'm going to fine you, okay? And so keep in mind, I'm going to now do a controversial question that could get me in trouble on a station, which I'm not sure is going to produce results for me. But we will see. What's the controversial question?
Wingate.
All right, okay, go ahead. Let's hear about it.
Why did you do it?
Why did I cheat?
Yes.
Listen, the world of WWE, you learn, sports entertainment, you learn that it's all about creating lasting impressions. And I did not want my lasting impression to be one of me throwing up on live national television, and that's exactly what was going to happen if I stayed on that stage 2 minutes longer. And fortunately, the cameraman for the radio station was the director of the documentary film I Am Santa Claus, which you would enjoy even if you're a college student. I mean, you really enjoy like the character study of people who go out of their way to portray the big guy as well as they possibly can. And he looked at me, you could tell that things weren't going well, and I just looked at him and I said, I gotta get out of here. He said, what do you want to do? I said, catch me cheating. So, so I was just trying to salvage the experience, because I realized it wasn't going to turn out well, and I didn't realize until after I got thrown out a minute later, and I saw something jump up on my phone, and it was at TMZ, Mick Foley, the real Mick Foley ejected from wing eating contest, and I literally thought to myself, this is news. And then throughout the day and the next couple of days, it made national and international interest. That's what it is. Fortunately for me, I had the presence of mind to get caught cheating, and fortunately for me, I had the hideous fashion accessory of the fanny pack to help me pull it off.
I know that I seen it. I was surprised, and we actually put it in our 10 o'clock newscast that night.
Well, I think people just, first of all, there's the controversy surrounding the deflated footballs, Deflategate. And, the real world problems were pretty serious at the time. And I think people just enjoyed the little getaway of seeing somebody cheat in the wing eating contest, and then throw a tantrum when you've just been caught. 17, first of all, it's a surreal situation. You show up and it's 7 a.m. and there's 17,000 people filling an arena to watch people eat wings. And I honestly thought if you could put away 60 or 70 wings, you'd be in contention. I had no idea that the woman next to me that won the contest was like 330 the year before, and just looking at her, I think her name was Molly, and just seeing like the wings everywhere, all over her face, and then looking at the guy on the big screen from years past, projectile vomiting, just didn't bode well for me. I was like, I'm going to be that guy, and they're going to be showing my video for years to come. I didn't want to be that guy, so I did what I had to do to not be that guy. I hope I've explained myself fully.
You have.
Good.
What are your favorite attractions in Pennsylvania?
Oh yeah, man. This is cool. When you say it's good to be in every city, but you go just to across the state and up a little bit to Erie, Pennsylvania, and almost it was like, oh god, I've got to go to Erie, but for me, Harrisburg, like the heart of Pennsylvania for me, it's like Hershey was the park where we go with my kids all day, and then we just walk through the gates back before the Giant Center was built, and go to the old arena, and it was awesome. Well, you also loved Hershey, and then for my birthday in 2000, I went to Knoebels Grove for the first time. And I've been going, I missed last year. Man, I missed last year. I did not make it in 2014, but we'll be back in 2015. I love Knoebels Grove. And it's just like, I don't know how many of your listeners have been there, but take advantage of it, especially if you're not from the area. It's a cool place. You can't replicate it. Like, you couldn't, for any amount of money, like, create a new Knoebels Grove anywhere. It's been around for, 90 years, and it's just an amazing park.
What's your favorite ride at Knoebels?
I love the flying turns. Unfortunately, I can't do the heavy-duty rides anymore because of the concussions I've had. So as much as I love like the Phoenix and the Twister, I can't do those rides anymore. So the flying turns is a great ride. I mean, it's 100% fun. Kind of a long line, but it's definitely worth waiting on just to feel that thrill, man. It's like a one-of-a-kind ride. The park built it themselves with lumber from their lumber yard. They're cool people, and they actually like let me ride on a golf cart, so I don't have to struggle to get around all day.
I hate to break this to you, but they let all people ride on the golf carts.
They let all people ride on the golf cart?
Yeah, you could just rent a golf cart.
I've never... What do you mean they let all people ride on the golf carts?
Pretty much, you could rent a golf cart there, and you could ride around on it.
At Knoebels Grove?
Yes.
Yeah, also I don't feel quite as special then. I won't be going there for a while. I think you're wrong. I'll check. I'll check. I don't think you can rent golf carts, because then otherwise everyone would be doing it. I think you can rent a scooter that will get you around if you're having trouble, but I don't think you get the golf cart.
When I cry myself to sleep tonight, it's on you.
All right, and then I'll make it up by making you laugh at the show tomorrow night.
Deal. You've been in a lot of special attraction matches throughout your career. The Boiler Room Brawl, Casket, I Quit matches, Cage, Hell in a Cell. What type of match was your favorite?
Oh, man. I was like, I specialized in the Falls Count Anywhere match for a long time. I would try to really scout out the area and, find, like, cool things to use during the course of my match. And they were really very physical matches in the early 90s. As I got older and more banged up, then I'd try to make them more creative, and that's where things like the salad tongs would come in. You can apply a pair of salad tongs, in creative body parts, and really get some good I enjoyed those type of matches, because you could do like, back when I was a younger, tougher man, you could do regular moves, but just do them on the concrete and bring a whole new sense of realism to them. And then as I got older, it was like, wow, I can create fun stuff, like really cool stuff, and come up with imaginative ways of going for pinfalls in different parts of the building or even outside the building in some cases.
If you didn't leave WCW, who would you have loved to do a program with everybody that was jumping from WWE or WWF at the time to WCW?
Well, the one guy I never got to wrestle was Hogan. Like when I left WCW, I left WCW shortly after he came in '94, and our careers crossed paths a few times, even in total nonstop action, and we just never got a chance to do the match. Just I wish I'd done that, just so I could say I did. I guess I could say I did, but I technically wouldn't be lying about it.
What is the most memorable encounter with a fan?
Most memorable encounter with a fan? I think it was a Pennsylvania thing. A woman in the Pittsburgh area was coming from a funeral of a family member, and she was distraught and wanted to know if I could console her by letting her lick my armpit. And she wanted to do it after I wrestled, so it would be, seasoned. And let me know about this. But I'm a giver, and if I see someone in that type of emotional pain, and I think I can help it with an armpit, I'm willing to do that for my fans. So we made sure that her kids were at the we're at the concession stand, and she got a couple quick licks in. She sounded like, it was great, man. She sounded like Gary Oldman in the 1991 version of Dracula. It was over with, so that was kind of a memorable. It's only like the second time I've ever shared that story. I shared it in Pittsburgh, and I just looked out, and it was clear like the audience didn't agree with my choice there, but I stand by it, and I'd be willing to admit to my wife that I once let a fan lick my armpit to comfort her in her time of sorrow.
What if you weren't a wrestler? What do you think you'd be doing today?
I hope the crowd is easier than you. That's a good story. You're not going to pop a little bit for that?
I was. I just I had a shock of horror on my face.
You were popping on the inside. All right, I'll look for you there. And when I see a guy who's laughing on the inside, I'll know it was you.
You're making me feel special, Mick. If you were not a wrestler, what do you think you would be today?
I'm going to quote David St. Hubbins from Spinal Tap and go with a full-time dreamer. Or a shoe salesman, one or the other.
A shoe salesman.
You got to tell me people in college are still watching this Spinal Tap. I hope so. Otherwise, I don't know what kind of world we're living in and what kind of students you're turning out.
We got to turn it all the way up to 11, right?
There we go. Please go to 11, yeah. All right, there you go. Thanks, man. And the last question is?
Any big plans after the comedy tour?
Let me see. I'm doing more of these things. Hold on a second. You hit on something. I do have something major coming up. I may begin writing again. I may begin. I'm just waiting for the right time to hit. Like I actually finished one of my books. Like there was a little office at the Hotel Hershey. Back when either I had the type of money to stay at the Hotel Hershey, or back when they gave me a good deal. I can't remember which. And I finished my second book, Foley is Good, at the Hotel Hershey. But I'm going to wait for the right time, and I may do a memoir on my experiences as Santa Claus, or one of his top ambassadors, as we say in the trade. So I may do that. It was something I love doing, brings me a lot of joy, and I may try to write a really nice, warm-hearted memoir about my experiences as Saint Nick.
All right. I very much appreciate it.
to take that poll, because historically, college people don't come out to the shows. They should. A lot of people know me. They just, there's, like I said, there's that disconnect about comedy. So we're going to take a show of hands, and I have jotted down your address already, and if there are no college fans there on Wednesday morning, you can expect a knock on your door early and a beating.
Will I get Mr. Sacco at least?
Sure, why not?
All right, well, I mean, at least that'll be okay.
All right, listen, man, thanks for your time. I appreciate it, and I really do hope some of the guys listening to the stage will give it a chance. Honestly, I wouldn't wake up nearly this early unless I really believed in the shows. So I hope people will venture out there and take a chance.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, have a nice day.